What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Etheria Restart. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Inferno Nico clear pretty consistently with very low investment units. And obviously, this is going to be using the Shadow Sania team with Fangus and Shadow Sania. However, there's not going to be with Lily, because if you go here into the clear times, every single Shadow Sania Fangus team has Lily on it. So during one of my live streams over at twitch.tv/YT this weekend, where I was grinding, I was able to get it clear for Terminaton Inferno, and I got the Fury Edge piece. Now, my dilemma with that was that I don't have a Fury Edge piece over here for the shell. So I tried to make a team to try to get a White Fang Fury Edge piece to drop in Inferno, and I didn't have Lily. Obviously, most of these teams have Lily on it. Actually, all of them have Lily on it. So I decided to give it a try without Lily, and it took me a few tries to figure the team out. But when I did, let me tell you, it worked. You have to manual it, obviously, but I mean, if you can clear a few times a day, you're possibly going to be able to get one of these pieces or even one of these pieces that have the final slot on it. So this is for the people that don't have Lily but still have Shadow Sania, and they're looking for a way to clear Inferno. So I'm going to take you guys manually through the run and explain everything that's going on so you guys understand where the thought process is and why I use the units that I use. So the team we're going to be using is Valerian, the R character Vice, Fangus, and Shadow Sania. I will explain their investment later on, but this is what the builds look like right now if you want to take screenshots. I do have Fangus on the Codex. Vice is on the speed one that gets a hit, and then Valerian is on the regular standard Valerian build. So let's go ahead and take a look at the run on how it functions. Starting off with Valerian, I'm doing this live, so it may just like not it may just not work. It's not 100% consistent. So we started with the S3 for both. Hopefully we land the dots. Now with Shadow Sania, more than likely you're gonna start off with just basicing and hopefully landing these two dots. You're gonna get hit right there. This is what you want. You want this little left monkey to hit Vice all the time, because if he stuns anybody else, you're kind of cooked. Actually, they can hit Valerian as well, but now we're just doing that. That's why Codex is so good. Now, if you have 4 or more, I like to extend them because you have a chance of adding another one and then also extending these ones. So I'll extend it. We added a few. We also got the follow-up. Now, Vice is a very important character because the first attack has a 1-turn taunt. What you want to do with this 1-turn taunt is hit the left guy over here. If you land the taunt, then he will hit Vice, and then the stun will always go on Vice. So we're going to go ahead and click him. Hopefully we land the stun. We didn't land the stun, so now we're kind of in a little bit of a pickle if that guy decides to stun anybody else. But hopefully it decided to go for Valerian and the other guy. Now here, we can do one of a few things. We can do 2 more dots because we're pretty safe. We can do 2 more dots to make it easier. Put more dots in it. Let's let it rotate. Now we can go ahead and explode. Actually, no, we're not going to explode. Here is a little risky because if this guy decides to stun Sania or Fangus, we're kind of cooked. But we're going to go for the dots. And then hopefully, okay, it got Fangus. That's fine. Now, the S3 for Vice is also very important. It has an attack down, which if you notice, Nico has a damage stacking ability, which means that it's doing more and more damage as the time goes on. So having an attack down, any pushback on everybody is pretty good. Look at that. Look at that pushback. It's really, really strong. Bought us a little bit of time. Now, if we can get the taunt going, we got the taunt going, we got a little bit of healing, and now we can just blow up the dots, and that should be the run right there. Boom, here we go. So that's pretty much how the run goes most of the time if you don't get extremely unlucky. If you do it on manual, it's going to be very consistent. If you do it on auto, I have done it on auto, and it works a little bit, but it's not fully 100%. So I wouldn't really do it on auto just yet unless you get a little bit more investment so your units don't die. Now let's take a look at the builds. Starting off with Valerian. Valerian is somebody that everybody should build up. I just got her to 6 stars during this event. I'm not going to level her up using the books because I use her for pretty much every single stage. So she will level up on her own. She's already leveled up to level 27 on her own just by farming. The way to build her, just put as much HP bonus or HP flat. However, whatever you have, just put as much HP you have here. You don't even have to level up these two if you don't want to. All you need to do is level up the HP one and then 3 HP bonuses ones. Obviously, the correct set that I would like to run on her is 3-piece Time Weave, but my Time Weave drops have been horrible. And then obviously the 3-piece Wellspring for more HP. So that would be the optimal build in my opinion. And then the shell, you can run the Artisan, which I'm running this little Artisan level 30 because I don't want her to be too fast. And you want also you could run run a Codex on her so you can have the bubble for like 5 turns straight. Those are my alternatives for Valerian. Moving on to Shadow Sonya. Okay, Shadow Sonya is a controversial character. Like, you either like her or you don't. I used to hate her. I don't like this character, okay? But she's very strong. So obviously, as like I said in the beginning of my video, this is for the people that have Shadow Sonya but don't have Lily and haven't built Shadow Sonya because they don't have Lily. I was that guy 2 days ago. But my chat convinced me to level up Sonya and try it without Lily. And I'm so glad that I did. Okay, so I invested this because I still had one more reset on the reconfigure event. So if this didn't work out, I was going to reset her and get my lattices back. But it worked out pretty well. It took a little bit of tinkering. I did all the figuring out for you guys, so you guys don't have to do it. So here we have Shadow Sonya. I just run her at as much speed as I can with a high effect accuracy. This set is just a random set. All I have is Swift Rush because I want her to be decently fast. Not faster than Fangus, but decently fast. And I want her to have high effect accuracy. Actually, you could have her faster than Fangus. I think it would work out a little bit better. But the setup I have right now is working, and I'm not going to fix something that isn't broken. So 172 effect accuracy. I mean, I'm missing, yeah, I'm using a gold piece here, purple piece, red piece. If I had red pieces, I would definitely put it over here because it's just better. You have more stats, a lot less RNG. And then obviously the 133 speed. The shell, honestly, I would rather run another Artisan, but I only have 2 of them. So I'd rather run another Artisan on the team. If the team had 3 Artisans, it would be more consistent because you're very unlikely to die if you have 3 Artisans proccing every now and then. But for her, I like the Gigabyte because it pushes her up every few actions, and then it lets her take more turns. It's kind of simulating the Lily action advance and the Lily extra turns. It kind of simulates that to a degree. Obviously not fully, but that's how it works. As far as Fangus goes, I have him on as much effect accuracy as possible. 131 speed. He is going to end up being faster than Sonya. So I run him on obviously Swift Rush, and the rest is just fast pieces. Get him to about 130 something speed. It should be pretty good. And then the lattice investment, I did the S1. I didn't do this until the longest time, but I figured out that having this right here makes landing your dots a lot smoother. Like, he would miss so many dots, it was annoying. So I ended up putting this last lattice here on the S1. Also the S2, extremely important because you have the 50% chance to follow up, and then that 50% chance follow up turns into extra dots, right? The S3 I haven't maxed out. I would like to get this right here so the speed down and the dot application is more consistent, but right now I haven't needed it, and I've cleared Inferno Shadow Hoyan, I've cleared Inferno Nico, and I've cleared Inferno Terramatan with this build right here without having to put this on him. So I haven't needed it. I don't need this because I run him on Codex, so I'm able to do the first or the third skill 2 times in a row. So it hasn't been a problem for me. If you don't have Codex, then you probably are going to want to run this and then run him on Halloween, for example. So I run him on this, but if you don't have this, you can run him on Halloween, which is, I'll find it for you guys. This right here, you run him on a Halloween Swift Rush Time Weave, and then since he only has 1 skill that goes on cooldown, it'll always go to the S3. So technically, you are getting kind of like a Time Weave in a sense. And now the star of the show, in my opinion, is going to be our boy Vice. He's an R character. Everybody should have him maxed out if you've done more than 100 pulls. You should have Vice already at max dupes. And then the lattices here, you get him from the shop. I haven't found a way of getting more. I'm only missing 1. But as soon as I get it, I will do it. So him, I just have him on effect accuracy. I have him on a little bit of HP and effect accuracy. He does scale off HP, and then he also heals. So you want him to be probably the fastest character you have because you want him to put the attack down as fast as possible. And then he also pushes the enemy back. So this is very strong. The S3 pushes the enemy back, give him attack down. And then it scales off his own max HP. The S2, which is a passive, what it does is that if he lands a debuff, he's going to heal and cleanse a debuff on himself. So if he has like, I don't know, defense down, attack down, whatever it is, if he's able to land a debuff, he's able to purify. And then he has a debuff on his S3, and he also has a debuff on his S1, which is one of the more important ones. I want to increase this, but I don't have the lattice yet. This essentially is just a regular attack scaling off with HP, and it has a 1-turn taunt. The taunt is very important because you can direct the attacks to him, and then if you inflict another taunt the next turn, you're going to heal for about 7,000 HP, and if you are over capping on the heal, the excess healing is going to go to your to your allies, right? So excess healing is transferred to the ally with the lowest HP percentage. So if you, let's say you are at like 20k or 24k HP already, you land a debuff, that HP healing that you got just went to like Shadow Sanya or just went to Fangus instead. So he's kind of like a healer, and he absorbs the damage, distributes the healing to the rest of the team. Very, very good. Guys, I was kind of like a skeptic when it came to Dot without Lily, because Lily just makes it so much better. If you have Lily, then you probably don't even need this video. But this is for more of the people that are wanting to clear Inferno and haven't been able to clear Inferno in any other way, but you have a Shadow Sanya on your box. Obviously, you see the level of investment that I have on levels. Level 45 5-star, level 45 5-star, level 45 5-star. The only one that's 6-star is Valerian, and it's because I use her literally everywhere. So it wasn't a loss for me to get this up there. Obviously, other alternatives here, instead of Vice, if you leveled up your Tiamat, for example, Tiamat would probably work a little bit better because she does have a taunt, and she also has a shield, right? She has a shield here on her S2. She has a taunt on the S1, which is what you want, really. You want everybody to hit one character so they don't touch your Dot characters. The only thing that Vice has that Tiamat doesn't is the attack down stuff. But she can also transform into a DPS if you really wanted, and then she also heals herself. So I mean, Tiamat could be a good replacement for Vice. I think a lot of people, I think if you have Tiamat, you're more likely to have her build than having your Vice build. If you have her build, use her. You can use her. Another character that you could use is the Blue Rin, I think. Where's Blue Rin? Scale, actually, no, it's the Red Rin. Red Rin. This one. You can use Red Rin. It has a taunt and an attack down. If you have her build, you can also use her instead of Vice. But I mean, Vice is just cheaper. He also has a defense and a shield, scales off defense. So if you have her on Artisan, she could be a good replacement for Vice. She's also a lot cheaper than Vice to build. So she's kind of like a more expensive build. But like I said, you can just buy the lattices from the shop and have your Vice build. He's very, very cheap to build. And yeah, he's pretty much made my runs a lot smoother. So yeah, that's going to be my video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I will be trying to figure out a way of beating it without Dot. So don't worry, that is coming. It just takes a little bit more time because they just take so much damage. They just take so much damage. So I'm trying to figure it out. But for now, I'm going to be farming this with my Shadow Sanya Dot with no Lily. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until next time, guys. See ya.